Hello everybody, Mikey here, or Burns Post, like I always say, and today I'm going to be talking about FNAF's endings, specifically from FNAF 1 to Pizza Sim. I'm going to go over each ending and give my thoughts on each ending and ranking them from a scale 1 to 10, then saying which ending I think is the best. Alright gang, let's get in. Actually, before we get too deep into it, I just want to say thank you guys for the support recently on my videos. They've been the best they've ever been doing views-wise recently, so thank you guys for that. Like, specifically, thank you guys for the support on the FNAF Gore video. That blows my mind that has 10,000 views. Alright, but I don't want to keep you guys too long. Let's get into the video. So I'm going to lump FNAF 1 and 2 together because these endings are kind of the same, with just different text, you know? After you beat Night 6 in FNAF 1, you get an extra paycheck. Then, in FNAF 2, you get a check in a newspaper telling you that the toy animatronics got scrapped. Now, I like these endings. They're simple and conclusive. I also like how we get to know the guard we play as, too. I also kind of miss the newspaper in the endings as well, because it felt like we were experiencing FNAF from an outside perspective, and the art with the animatronics were nice, too. I would give these endings an 8 out of 10. Next up is FNAF 3. Now, FNAF 3 was the first FNAF game to have more than one ending. Now, the bad ending is easier to get, all you have to do is survive 5 nights, however, the good ending is a bit more complex than that. So first you have to survive every night while doing some hidden minigames. Now, to access the minigames are really fun, having to click on posters, find the hidden cupcakes, and yes, putting a number into a wall. After you do all the minigames, you are greeted with a lovely screen saying good ending. Then, after you beat the nightmare mode, you get a newspaper saying that Fazbear frights Burns. Now, my thoughts on these endings. I think the good ending was a really good ending. If that was really the end of FNAF, I think it would have been a perfect way to end it. It wrapped up some lingering questions while leaving some to be theorized. The bad ending was also okay as well. However, the best ending of FNAF 3 is probably the newspaper at the end of nightmare mode, leaving a lasting mystery if Springtrap is still out there or not. Though a part of me would love to see what items survived the fire too for the auction. I would give these endings a 9 out of 10. So FNAF 4 has a couple things that I would call the end. So first and foremost, the bite. Now the bite was great. It revealed why Fredbear's was shut down, and it kinda serves an origin story for Golden Friday depending on what theories you subscribe to. Then there's the I will put you back together. Now, depending on certain theories, there could be a lot of people talking to the crying child in this moment. Some say William Afton, some say the puppet. Personally, I think it's Michael. Not with any fancy audio thing in the Fredbear plush or something. I think he's just doing an impression of Fredbear. After all, there was a cartoon with Fredbear in it, so it's reasonable to think that Fredbear had a voice. Now, what in-game evidence is there? Well, the only thing I could say is that the text is a lighter shade of yellow, and that could be a mix between the text colors that Michael and Fredbear uses. Or this could mean absolutely nothing and we all just overthought it. Then the final thing we see is the box, never to be opened. So, how do I feel about these endings? I think the first two are good, however the box on the other hand, it's just a little silly and a little overhyped. Like, at the time, this could have been the last thing we saw of FNAF, and how Scott talks about it, it's the pieces put together. Like, I don't know, the box was never that cool to me, and it seems that we all moved on from it. If I had to take a guess on what was inside, probably the crying child's toys and Michael's foxy head. But the problem with the box is that anything could be inside. It's so vague, it's realistic no matter how many theories we can come up with, any could be right. The bite is really fun though. However, I don't like how at the time we had the rug pulled out from under us as a fandom. For those of you who don't know, before FNAF 4 came out, there was teasers teasing the 4th game. In the source code of those teasers, there was a lot of 8s and 7s, leading us to believe that we would see the bite of 87, and plus all the was it me's in the teasers themselves. It was really fun to speculate which animatronic who did the bite, but when the game came out, it was like, psych, bite of 83 instead! It makes me think that the bite of 87 was retcon and it never happened at all, but that's dangerous thoughts. Then the crying child saying goodbye to his plushies might be the saddest ending in FNAF. I would give the box ending a 5 out of 10, the bite ending a 7 out of 10, and then the put you back together a 7 again. The next up is Sister Location. So Sister Location has two endings, the real ending when you get scooped by Ennard, then the Office ending. Now, I never got the Office ending, but I think it's still cool. So, what do I think of these endings? I love them. I love how disturbing the scooping ending is. I think this might have been the darkest ending in FNAF, with two exceptions. Just seeing Bellora's eyes in Michael's body, showing that they took over him. It's so gross seeing that for the first time. Then the Office ending was nice because we got to see the exotic Butters in the last episode of the Immortal and the Restless show. No clue why Ennard was there though, but if I had to guess, it shows that Ennard followed Michael home and he was going to skin them alive with no scooper. Have fun sleeping tonight. I would give these endings a solid 8 out of 10. Also, when I say Bellora's eyes in Michael's body, I still mean that Ennard is in Michael's body. It's just Bellora's eyes that we see. Just wanted to clarify that a little. So last but not least is Pizza Sim. So this is going to be the last game I cover in this video, and the reason for this is because Pizza Sim has 6 endings, and the other reason is because I'm not familiar with the Steelwool games enough to really talk about them and do them justice, so I'll probably do a part 2 once I've played through all of them. So starting off with the less lore relevant endings. First and foremost, Blacklisted. It's an ending where you get 50 risk in your pizzeria. It's a little difficult to get, so I'm gonna give this one a 6 out of 10. Next up is Bankruptcy. It's an ending where you lose all your money due to lawsuits. It's a pretty funny ending to get. I would give this ending a 5 out of 10. Next up is Mediocrity. This is where you do the bare minimum of playing the game. I would give this one a 3 out of 10 because it's not really satisfied if you just play through the game. Alright, now it's time to get into it. The Insanity ending. You have to buy the egg baby and go into the office. Turn off your monitor, then turn it back on. Then it will show some blueprints of Lefty, the Scooper, and Rask. I think this ending is really fun and interesting. I would give this one a 7 out of 10. Then next up is the completion ending. This is where you get all the scrapped animatronics and make it to Saturday. I absolutely adore this ending. Not only does it put a bow on a lot of running plot lines of FNAF, but Henry's speech is such a banger ending. I would give this one a 10 out of 10. Last but not least is the Lore Keeper ending. This ending is when you complete the security puppet minigame, get all the salvaged animatronics, and beat the knights. When you beat this ending, you will see the graveyard scene. I honestly like this ending a lot more than how I like the completion ending, but that's just because I'm a puppet stan. But the graveyard scene is really nice and it's really touching to me. It shows that the missing children have finally found peace. I would give this one another 10 out of 10. In my opinion, this is my favorite ending, and I think it's the best because it gives peace to the first victims we see and know of in FNAF. And with that, I have gone over the major endings of the first 6 games. But let me know if you guys want me to go over the Steelwool games or the FNAF World endings. Also, comment down below which ending is your favorite. Alright guys, that's all for today. Thank you all for watching, stay safe out there, and may the stars shine down upon you. Bye!